You know, at the end of the day, I think there's plenty of good money to be made in the house, and our investors will be happy with the returns they're getting, and we're going to be happy with the profitability of the house. And we currently have the house listed at about.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Rehab Recap. In this video series, we interview local fix and flip investors on their latest project. Stay tuned to see how these two investors changed this abandoned property into a beautiful, luxury, modern home.
Hi, my name is Jonah Kogan of Hillside Realty and Development, and I'm a real estate investor.
My name is Corey Nemoto of Lua Nemoto Investment Group, and I am also a real estate investor.
Okay, so the house we're going to check out today is actually a 2,800 square foot house on a 10,000 square foot lot in the Portlock neighborhood of Hawaii Kai. The house is 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. One of my favorite things about the property is the convenient location. It's super close to the beach as well as shopping and Cocoa Head Marina, and easy access to the highway to get you into town.
All right, you guys, so we're here at your property. We're outside. Tell me what you did. What's different about this place?
There was a front wall here, had to take that out because our property line actually goes to the sidewalk there. So we want to recapture a little bit more of that for the yard. We had a really bad pool here in the front, and we had to totally redo all the siding and take off the, it's basically a brand new house. Even the roof was done.
Okay, nice. So one thing I noticed when I first came here, I noticed this garage.
With this house, I mean, this used to be an open carport. There was a lot of termite damage, so we replaced a lot of the beams going in here, closed everything in, and then, while the garage door is a little bit more on the high end of what we might typically do, given the neighborhood being in the Portlock community, we really thought it would be a nice fit and kind of separate this from some of the older houses in the neighborhood. So.
Okay. Was this the original walkway up to the house, or is this something you guys added on?
Well, the original pool actually used to extend almost this far, and you literally had about 3 feet from the carport to the edge of the pool. So, that might have worked in 1970 when they first built the house, but by today's standards, it really wasn't up to par, so we decided to remove the pool. One of the other features that I really love about out front here is these Ipe columns, and this is something that we did that was definitely more custom and more high-end for the house. These were originally just 4x4 posts, so when you looked at the front of the house, it looked like there were literally just toothpicks holding up this 500 square foot outdoor lanai, which is really a beautiful space, but it just didn't do it justice. So we decided to wrap those posts this way with the Ipe and really dress it up. So
yeah. All right.
And then one of the other things too that we did was the same way we had that kind of translucent frosted glass garage door, we did the same thing on the front door here to kind of tie the two together.
All right. It's already staged. Feels good in here. It's got the AC on.
There you go, absolutely.
Yeah. All right, so we're in the main portion of the house. It's really open. Was it always like this, or were there walls or something in the place?
Well, the front entrance actually started at the carport over there. So that door was actually the front entrance, and you'd walk in and it was chopped up. So the kitchen was a lot smaller. We blew out a couple walls here and opened up this entire space.
Yeah, there were 3 separate rooms. There was a kitchen, and then another third was the dining area, and then the last third was like the family room area. And nothing felt together. Yeah. So we really did reallocate all the space in here in order to really maximize your master bedroom while maintaining that open kitchen feeling. Yeah, overall I think the kitchen came out great. We also wanted to create kind of like a built-in refrigerator type setup. And it really ends up being a nice thing in this house because it is kind of a long house. We maintain that open space in this area, and you don't waste any space necessarily in a hallway going back to the master bedroom. We kind of put the master closet on this side, which kind of spaced you a little bit further off the kitchen. And then again, put your pantry right here in the middle, and then your washer dryer area more towards the center of the house so that you're not necessarily getting that noise in the bedroom.
I see people in the corner of my eye. Are you guys expecting visitors? Or?
No, we were not. So maybe I can take a look and see exactly who we have. Excuse me.
Okay, so this is the master suite.
For the master suite, the room was here. We did have a bathroom here, but it was a lot smaller. You'll see extended this closet here actually, which used to be kind of, I think it was like the laundry room where they're keeping the laundry before. So we made it into a walk-in closet, put in a new slider on this side so they can go straight to the backyard. And we use the sliders with the blinds inside the glass.
So when I first came into this bathroom, I was just like, whoa, because I've never seen a tub like this in real life, right? And then the fact that you guys have this integrated shower, just like the entire thing's just an open shower. What made you decide this? Why not just a shower? Why both? Or not, why not just this?
I think that when we were designing the house, we really wanted to create this master suite and not just a master bathroom. And in my mind, I wanted to make this like a spa-like kind of feeling to it. You know, if I was gonna design my own dream bathroom, this would really be it. Luckily, I had partners that were supportive of making these types of investments into the property, you know, because it's not gonna fit in every budget. And I think that was one of the cool things here is that we really were able to kind of take it to another level on this renovation, so.
And at this price point that we're reselling at in this neighborhood, you kind of can't skimp out on the finishes especially, you know, so throw a little bit more money at it so that doesn't become an issue later on when you're trying to sell the property, right? So it's easier, I guess, to spend more and in the hopes that it'll draw more attention and be a selling point for the house than to figure out that you under rehabbed it and you can't fix it, right? Or it's gonna take a lot of money to redo the finishes.
So tell me about this room over here. Was this was always here, or did you guys build this in?
Yeah, well, this room was here. It did look the same here. We did all new closets, obviously. Right behind you, Jin, that's where the door was to this bathroom. So it was like a I think it was another master bathroom. But we decided to wall that off since the master is on the other side. And then use this one as a hall bath because there is 3 bedrooms on this side, right?
So yeah, so this is the bathroom. You said you walled this part off, right?
Correct.
And now you have a full bath with a tub.
Yeah, and it's a pretty standard, you know, like 5 by 8 bathroom, give or take. You know, you have a nice sized vanity, toilet, tub, but it's a nice functional space at this point.
Everything's brand new in here.
Yeah, so one of the differences between these bedrooms that we're in now, where this window is, these used to be sliding glass doors that would access the pool. You know, if you have children, it wasn't necessarily ideal. So we kind of reframed all these walls, put in nice windows. It gives you the safety and the privacy that we thought that people would want on the other end of things.
Hey guys, sorry, I gotta get going. I just got a message, so some fires to put out.
More
Into
fires.
another project.
right.
Thanks, I appreciate it, Jim.
Yeah, dude.
So,
Right on. Good to
I'll
see
see you later,
Good
man.
luck.
I'll give you a
Yeah.
call.
Thanks,
You want
buddy.
to send me an email? I'll send you pictures and stuff?
Yeah, sounds good.
Perfect.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Okay, right on.
Thanks.
See you, man.
Firefighter. You'll see more about that later. All right, we're done with this room. Let's go to the next one. All right, so this is the last bedroom.
There were a few differences here. Again, we changed this window. This was originally going to be a sliding glass door. And then this wall, we actually added these closets in. I'm not sure there were any closets in this room to begin with.
And then this is the last bathroom.
We wanted to do something a little different here where we had your tub in this bathroom off the hallway. And then in this one, you have a larger stand-up shower.
Final portion of the house, the backyard. You made some drastic changes back here. Can you tell me about it?
Sure, so the entire backyard was really overgrown and heavily vegetated. So we took a lot of that old growth out. We did all new sprinkler systems back here in the back as well as the front of the house. And then because the backyard's so long, you could easily put in a swimming pool at the other end. And now it's fully fenced in. We did do some vinyl fencing on either side to give you more privacy from the other houses, which is really nice.
All right. Well, Jonah, we're here at the last part of the episode.
Cool.
During this part, we do a quick 5-question interview, and let's just get right into it. The first question I want to ask you is, how did you find this property?
So this house was actually brought to us by part of our real estate broker network. So Corey and Kako are always working with different agents in order to find properties. This property in particular was a trust property. So basically the sellers of the property had inherited the property from the deceased owner, and the property had not been kept up for the last 30 years or so, so they wanted it off their hands and we wanted to take on the work, so we decided to purchase the property.
So it was on the MLS then, or?
This property actually never hit the MLS. Because we do a lot of these types of deals, brokers will actually approach us before they put the property on MLS, and they'll say, hey, listen, I've got this listing coming up, the seller wants X, if we can work something out ahead of time, it's that much better for everybody. So fortunately we were able to buy this property before it ever hit the market.
Nice, nice, you got to jump on it.
Yep.
All right, so the next question is, how much did you acquire the property for?
We acquired the property for about $975,000. So for this neighborhood, being that it's right in the Port Lock community, it's a very good price point, and we felt really comfortable buying the house that much.
Okay. And then the third question is, how much was the rehab?
This rehab was really more expensive than most of the rehabs we do, and the reason was the house was in such poor condition to begin with. It was basically like we were building a new house. When we went in to build the house, we literally tore it down to the roof trusses and the subfloor, and that was pretty much about it, the slab of the house, and then everything else was brand new. So it was really more like doing new construction. I want to say our budget on this house was somewhere in the vicinity of about $325,000.
Yeah. Wow, okay. Yeah. And that was the budget that you guys had estimated, or was that what ended up being?
It was definitely a little bit higher than our initial budget. Mm-hmm. I think we definitely invested some more money into the finishes than we had initially anticipated. But I think that the end result of the house was definitely in line with what we wanted, and that's why it made sense to make that additional investment. Sometimes you get into a house and you say, best case scenario, it should be this is what we'll shoot for, but you have to do a quality job. And I think that we're all far enough along in our careers that we're not necessarily focused on cutting corners in order to save money to make just a little bit more money. I'd rather make less money and build a better house and feel better about it selling it to somebody else, because at the end of the day, somebody's going to be able to move in here and literally it's turnkey, and with minor maintenance, they'll be set for another 30 years. And I'm really proud of that, and it definitely helps people.
Absolutely. You've been in the business for a while, and your reputation, your name is on the line.
Yeah.
The sign outside is your brokerage. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I like to think that, if I was the person buying this house, would I be happy with what I'm getting? I don't want to have people thinking that there are surprises hiding around the corner from them. And like you said, reputation is everything.
Yep.
This is a small island, you're going to grow your business based upon your reputation, and you're going to lose your business based upon your reputation. So, you got to be able to stand behind what you do.
All right. And then the fourth question is, how much do you expect to sell this for? Or if it already sold, how much did you sell for?
We had initially pegged the house to be somewhere in the 165 to 17 range. We currently have the house listed at about $1.8 million. And that's because there were some larger comps that came up in the neighborhood between the time that we purchased the house and when we went to market. We also invested more into the house than we would have initially. But at the end of the day, I think there's plenty of good money to be made in the house, and our investors will be happy with the returns they're getting, and we're going to be happy with the profitability of the house. And I think that given the quality of the house, whoever buys it will be really happy too. And I think that's kind of our overall business strategy, is if you're creating those win-win situations where the investors are happy, the buyer's happy, and you're happy, then everybody's winning and everybody gets to be successful together. So
sweet. And then the last and most important question, in my opinion, is what was the biggest lesson you learned on this flip?
I think that the biggest lesson that I learned on this flip was just working at this higher price point for a single family house. I've done other houses at this price point, but typically they're going to be multiple units or multiple houses. This house was definitely a much higher end as far as the finishes were concerned. So just going through that process and selecting the finishes, I think was a bit of a learning curve here. You can't go to Home Depot and build a $1.8 million house, at least not in my mind. So there were different vendors and suppliers that I had the opportunity to work with this time that I haven't had the opportunity to work with before, because, typically you're trying to meet a lower budget, and with this house, one of the lessons was, okay, well, how do I find those higher end finishes that you don't necessarily go to Home Depot in order to get, or you don't go to your typical cabinet guy, you don't go to your typical granite or quartz guy for, the marble that you would find in this house. I wouldn't go and get these floors at, a regular vendor. This is really more specialty items. Same thing with the Eat Bay columns that I mentioned in the front of the house. These are things that you kind of have to go a little bit further out of your way in order to acquire. It does take a little bit longer, it's more coordination. Same thing with the bathroom fixtures. You don't walk in Home Depot and get a high-end Toto fixture like that. And that's okay. It's just, it takes more time, and you're talking to different vendors and suppliers and coordinating deliveries and working with the contractor to make sure that everything's on site when they need it, and still trying to manage that budget and make sure that you're not completely blowing it out on the other end. I'm proud at the price that we built this house at. It's not super cheap, it's not super expensive, but it's at a very comfortable price point where our GC was happy with the money they got paid. We were happy with the value they delivered and the finished product, so.
Well, anyways, Jonah, that wraps up this interview. Thank you for coming out. Thanks to Corey, if you're watching later. Thanks for coming out. Really enjoyed coming to this property. Again, it was my second time here, but really getting into the numbers and really getting into the details and nitty-gritty details of this flip. So I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Really appreciate you coming by too. It's great to hang out today, and thanks for taking the time to check out the property.
Yeah, no problem.
Excited to have you come by the next one.
Yeah, for real, for another episode, yeah. So thanks for watching this episode of Rehab Recap. If you want to find more information on Corey and Jonah, check out my website at kaneacapital.com.